ally! You're not an ally! Fucker! You fucker! You're not a black ally! You're not an ally! Alright?
Shalom, shalom. Let me give all praises and glory and honor to the Heavenly Father, Abednawa Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakat Kwadash. Double honors to my elders at the GMS, Great Millstone, who rule very well. And single citation, much love and peace to the faithful, hopeful, elect brothers, keeping us with what 4 wins in sincerity, honesty, and maturity. Yahweh Shmi Shabrakatham to the hopeful elect and the 144,130 so-called Negroes, Latinos, and American Indians, and Israelite foreigners coming into the faith. Confusion faces. As you saw in this video, Jake is in his right mind, all right, to a point to where he understands that these Edomites who are side by side, so-called with them, are really there for opportunistic gains. All right, it's been over 2 months. A lot of these Edomites are uptight, are disgruntled. They want something to do, and what do you think Esau loves to do best? All right, he loves to destroy. All right, his thing is destroying shit, as we know history, man. All right, let me you know what? Before I opened up, I was meditating on this one scripture here. Let me get that in the book of Job, because we don't need your help, Esau. All right, you're the children of oppressors. We don't need your help. This book of Job, although I don't promote this way of protest, but we understand the spirit of prophecy. This book of Job, chapter 30:1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Because we know the history of these Greeks and the Romans, the nation of Edom, that they were into bestiality. So Job said he didn't even want them to be by his dogs. It says, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me? You hear that? We don't need your help. Although Job was in a low state and he was suffering, he still didn't want to trim his waist to seek your love. And you got Jakes out there seeking love by trimming their ways, man. All right, being wicked. The scriptures say the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them. So when these Edomites get roused up, turned up, and start breaking windows, getting paid $25 an hour via George Soros, this Antifa madness, all right, makes, you know, some Jakes actually may think that these Edomites are behind you, but no, they're not. They're there for their own personal gain. It says, yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished, because you are children of fools. You are children of base men. And you Jakes got no business having these Edomites, this LGBTQ community, along with the black BLM, Black Lives Matter community, all right, protesting. This is nothing but vanity, man. All right, this is vain, and you Jakes are wear yourself for very vanity. Let me get that book of Romans. I believe it's Romans. Let me see if it's 8:20. I believe it's 9:20. Let me see, but I'm gonna check 8:20 first. Go to 9:20. You know, it could have been 8. Let's go very vanity. Very vanity. Let's see. God, you know it's like in my bad. It's Habakkuk 2:13. It says, behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire. All right, you're laboring and you're angering the Most High. Yo, even these Edomites are going to turn on you, man. It says, behold, is it not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very, very vanity, because doing this protesting isn't going to accomplish anything on your benefit, but it's going to make things, you know, these Jakes are pushing towards the New World Order, man. That's a known fact. Right, so what strength are we going to profit from your help? All right, we're not. So I want to get into a few scriptures here, going into how we got no business being with these devils, man. All right, let me jump to the book of Sirach. Sirach 12 and 8. It says Sirach 12 and let me start 7. It says, "Give unto the good, and help not the sinner." Or the children of sin, the man of sin, the Edomites. You Jakes got no business aiding them or getting their help. It says, "A friend cannot be known in prosperity." Here it is, you got a voice. You got the whole world supposedly behind you. It's a time of prosperity, a time of getting a name. But what does the scripture say? It says, "A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity." So when the guns start blazing, you're gonna know who's by your side. Even a lot of you Jakes ain't really up for violence. A lot of y'all are just out there to also to gain. It says, "In the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved." Right? For example, Black Wall Street, the Edomites, the devil, they were grieved at your prosperity. It says, "But in his adversity, even a friend will depart." And, after Black Wall Street, a lot of these Jakes just, wax worse and worse. It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." All right, so never trust your enemy. Going back to Genesis, the 25th chapter, it says, "Two nations were in Rebekah's womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels." So if we're two manner of people, what business do we have creating, having allies of one another? Just like that Jake using the right spirit, man. That's going to be the spirit of the surplanter, man. It's just and you saw how he flipped that Edomite so quick, man, easily, all right? Showing you that we are stronger than these so-called white people, man. It's as though he humbled himself and go crouching. You see these Edomites bowing down, cleaning Jake's feet, or even some maybe even kissing their feet. It's as though he humbleth himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped away a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. So his rust, that wickedness is still in him. It's in him. It was bred in him. Right? That's the book of Psalms 58 chapter. Right? The wicked are estranged from the womb, going astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So don't trust them. It says, "Set him not by thee, lest when he had overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place." You see these Edomites moving into Jake neighborhoods, gentrification. They come in as a trickle, and then all of a sudden the whole community changes up. Money flows in, and you Jakes move out because rent is due and you can't afford it. It says, "Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place." New Harlem. "Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat." You got these Edomites, all right, in the land of Israel. All right, why is that? Because a lot of you Jakes decide to teach these Edomites our ways. Now they're behaving themselves strangely, as the prophecy says. All right, now you got the synagogue of Satan, all right, the worst of the heathen inhabiting our land. It says, "And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith." Now let's jump to scripture, and in fact, it's the next chapter, Sirach 13 and 8. It says, "Beware that thou be not deceived and brought down in thy jollity." See, Jake's able to rob Nike, all these different stores, Gucci. You're in your jollity, you're in your mirth, not knowing that you're being deceived, right? It says, "Beware that thou be not deceived and brought down in thy jollity, in your joy." Right, let me jump to book of Sirach, another one. Sirach 6. Let me just go this way and go backwards. This is just a Sirach event. Sirach 6 and 10. It says, "Again, some friend is a companion at the table, and will not continue in a day of thine affliction." You hear that? Some friend, again, some friend is a companion at the table. They're there to eat. All right. They're there to take part in the increase, and will not continue in a day of thine affliction. When these Edomites start saying, you know what, these black people breaking windows and destroying property, when you see on numerous occasions, Jake telling these Edomites, all right, that are got bandanas on and hiding their faces, that they shouldn't be spray painting buildings, all right, businesses, breaking windows. I've seen a Edomite drive their car through a plate glass window, man. Like, Jake, we don't do that, man. All right, a brand new Subaru car, you know, here it is, Jake, man, we got to work hard for what we have. All right, you know, these Edomites don't give a crap. You know, they, you know, born with a silver spoon in their mouth. They don't value their vehicle because their parents just buy them a new one, man. So that's really the habit and manner of these Edomites, all right, because they have the portion of this life. It says, but in thy prosperity, he will be as thyself and will be bold over thy servants. Next scripture. Let's jump to the book of let's jump to 13. Sirach 13. You know what? Let me jump to Sirach 37 actually. Sirach 37 and 4. It says, there is a companion which rejoiceth in the prosperity of a friend, but in the time of trouble will be against him. Now, the prosperity of a friend, let me read it again. It says, there is a companion which rejoiceth in the prosperity of a friend. When these Edomites saw that this BLM thing was kicking off and it was getting, it was catching wind, what they do, they got up out of their houses and decided to join you because they were getting paid. A lot of these Edomites are getting paid, man. It says, but in the time of trouble will be against you, him. Recalling the Edomites, how they treat the tribes of Gad and tribes of Reuben, in removing the landmarks, oppress the man in his house and his heritage. And where the Gadites now, man? All right, the Gadites are in the reservations, the worst part of the land. All right, and the Edomites are in their place. It says, there is a companion which helpeth his friend for the belly. You hear that? Helpeth his friend for the belly. So yeah, these Edomites will stand beside you and chanting BLM matter, you know, all this other madness. But what? And take up the buckler against the enemy. You see him fighting against cops, throwing bottles, setting police cars on fire. It's all a game, man. All right, don't get deceived. It says, forget not thy friend in thy mind, and be not unmindful of him in thy riches, man. So that goes into a true friend. It says, there is a companion which helpeth his friend for the belly. All right, so these Edomites are really out there to get their own increase. And when the show is over, they go back to their suburbs once they destroyed your communities, and they'll forget all about you, man. And in fact, they're going to laugh at you. And in fact, that's Sirach 12 and 12th chapter. Let me get that. Sirach 12. It says, verse 17, it says, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretendeth to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. He will shake his head and clap his hands. You hear that? Okay, what these Edomites doing, man? Once they get home, man, they're shaking their head, they're laughing, all right, and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. At one point in time, he was for you. Now he's against you, man. All right, now he's clowning your ass. It's something else just to think about, man. But, no time to be joining hand in hand with these devils. So I'm going to close up, giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakah Kodash, double honors to my elders at GMS, Great Millstone, and single citation, much love and peace, hopeful elect. Shalom.